back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture, films, and the world we see. Deleted scenes, where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews, to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Steve out on your YouTube, bro, let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTuber Ronan. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Reserved Seats. I want to start off by saying hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to say hello to a few people who have joined us here in the live chat. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Cleary. My co-host on Live from Sparkwood 21, the host of Friday Night Last Call, the co-host of Geeky Geezers. Helping to bring the Geeky Geezers raid, Last Call, Troy Pacelli, and his better half, Netters Network. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Enigma Severus. All right. My guest for tonight, my co-host on Live from Sparkwood 21, the co-host of Friday Night Last Call, and the host of Geeky Geezers, which just completed its most recent episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Aged Boomer.
Hello, happy to be here. You like my new look?
I do. That was probably the creepiest moment for me in this whole movie, and there actually were a couple. I was surprised.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to be talking about Dario Argento's 1975 cult classic Giallo, Deep Red, Profondo Rosso as well as the Italian title.
So I have a question. Is this your first Giallo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did have some idea of what I was getting into. It was just the first time that I had seen this particular film.
Okay. So I guess I should explain to the audience if they are unfamiliar. I did talk about it once, I think, on a Troy stream, but Giallo means yellow because it was always often associated with paperback covers of thrillers. Typically, they start out as like translation of Agatha Christie mysteries in Italy. They would come with yellow colors, and then they eventually they started writing their own mysteries in Italy, and that's where it comes from. It comes from actually fiction. But usually contains slasher, thriller, psychological horror, psychological thriller, exploitation, less frequently supernatural horror elements, according to Wikipedia. I often say I know a Giallo when I see one. I can't always define what it is, though. Usually thriller, though. I think I would put it in the thriller category. What about you? You think that's about right?
I would say so. Yes.
Not strictly horror, even though they can bleed over into that sometimes, but yes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And this movie definitely does. Even though I did see it as more of a murder mystery, because it really is a mystery. And
yes.
You have this well, I'll go ahead again, let you explain.
Okay, so should we start at the beginning of this movie? This is 1975.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
In 1970, Dario Argento released The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and then the genre of the Giallo took off in Italy. It sort of replaced the spaghetti western that was big in the 60s. Because these were cheaper to make because they took place in modern times. So they didn't have to worry about having the elaborate costumes and sets of the Old West. And they were very popular, I would say, thrillers. And Bird of the Crystal Plumage takes off. The genre sort of took off there. I'm not necessarily crediting him with the one who invented the genre, but he's the one that made it very popular, I think. And he did 2 other movies. He did The Cat of Nine Tails and Four Flies on Gray Velvet. Typically, you have animal names in a lot of the titles of these movies, but not in tonight's movie. And those first 3 movies were scored by Ennio Morricone. Tonight's is, of course, by the band Goblin. And we hear a lot of Goblin tracks. In fact, it starts out with the main theme, the strums, and then we go into a flashback where we hear this children's song playing, correct?
We do.
And then I think we hear screaming, and then we see a bloody knife fall to the floor and a bunch of and some children's feet walking toward it, right? And
Yes.
then we cut the black.
Yes. So we are, and the way that, and I made note of this, is the way that the shot is framed. The film's opening frame is this murder that we see in shadow. We see in shadow the body fall. We see the knife fall to the floor and children's feet approaching the knife. So this movie gets, and this is all pre-credits, and so the movie just, you are thrown in immediately.
So I did, before we get any further, though, I do want to make a point that you watched the version that was on Shudder. This is the quote-unquote American cut of the movie. I think the Italian version is 20 minutes longer. I think it includes another subplot that they excised from this version. But basically, the American cut, I believe, came over here as the Hatchet Murders. Later on, I believe Blue Underground released the American cut, but they put the gore back in because they also cut some of the gorier pieces out for the American audience. But now those have been reinserted. I think it's a very nice cut of the movie. And the reason I did tell you it was on Shudder and I want to do this is because I believe that this moves at a quicker pace than the Italian version. Some people prefer that version too. There's a little more goofy humor in the Italian version too. So I think this is my preferred cut. And yeah, but anyway, sorry.
Right. No, because while I was watching, I did get the idea that there was a point in the movie where I'm like, okay, we lost something here. So
it's possible that's in the Italian cut, which you can get from Arrow Home Video, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. So.
And of course, this movie is in English, even though it's one of these things like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or movies like that, where you would have your lead star speaking, doing his own dubbing, and then you have various other actors dubbing the other actors that were probably from various parts of Europe on the set of this movie, right? So there. Mm-hmm. But we do have a paranormal conference going on at the beginning of this movie, right?
We do. Yes, and we are in what appears to be an opera house type setting where there is this what's the word I'm looking for?
Psychic or medium.
Yes. Well, that too. But yeah. So
sorry.
This is a psychic is speaking. A German woman by the name of Helga Ullmann.
Yes.
And she basically has this sort of a meltdown on stage, and she points out someone in the audience who we, of course, at that point do not see, and basically kind of proceeds to explain the plot of the film in a way.
Yeah, this is what she says. This getting perverse thoughts, this person in the audience has killed and they will kill again. And I know who you are. And she yells this out in front of everybody before almost passing out. And her handlers like catch her, right? And I'm thinking, well, yes, but now the killer knows who you are and knows that you can identify.
Indeed. and that's where we get the first of these the killer's POV shots that we get throughout the film, and as we see this individual make their exit from this convention hall, opera house, whatever you want to call it, and takes off to um, the washroom and is kind of spotted by someone who says,
Yes.
although she doesn't go after that guy. Oh,
No,
the killer does not go after that individual, which is
No.
kind of a surprising for someone who is now trying to, cover up their identity.
Right. Well, so far Helga's the only one that knows about it, correct?
Correct.
She hasn't said who it is.
No.
I Again, I don't want to say about what's logical. You'd figure she'd let the cops know right away.
You would think,
Um,
you know.
But what do they say about a lot of these Italian thrillers? They say, or Italian or movies, they're like, they don't make sense on a logical, they make sense on an emotional level. I think that's what they say. But
Mhm.
she goes back to her hotel room. She's on the phone with somebody. Maybe she's planning to visit the cops in the morning. All right.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, we get introduced to our protagonist in this movie,
Who is
a man named
Marcus Daly, who's played by David Hemmings.
Do you know David Hemmings from a lot of
Yes.
movies?
Oh yeah, he was in many, but the
He's in
only
Blow Up, I think. Yeah.
he's in Blow Up
Mhm.
and kind of plays sort of a similar part here. He was also in Gladiator.
Oh,
He's actually in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but if you blink, you miss him. As he's kind of like the fake Alan Quartermain that Sean Connery will put out front, so he doesn't have to deal with people who come in and want to ask him questions and stuff.
like the guy at the beginning of Raiders that gets shot in the back with arrows. Okay,
Yep.
yes, or whatever.
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
But okay, so David Hemmings, very British. This is not a rule for every giallo, but many giallo will feature either an American or English protagonist stuck in a European country for some reason. Maybe they're on vacation, on a book tour. Maybe he has a job. He actually teaches at the conservatory, and he's a pianist in a local band. I think he works at the clubs. So he's over there, but he's not from Italy. He's from England, so he's sort of a fish out of water, right?
Right.
And he's talking to who is it? He's talking to some other guy named
this
Marco?
is where we are introduced
Carlo.
to Carlo. Yes.
Yes, his eccentric friend, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go with eccentric. Yes.
He says when he plays the piano, he pretends that he's playing on a woman's naked body or something, and la 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 la.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know if you had a chance to watch for the stream, but Guillermo del Toro was making a point that this scene reminded him of like the bar in the background reminded him of the painting, the Hopper painting, Nighthawks.
It does.
Yes.
It has this very interesting production design where except for maybe a couple of scenes, it feels like you're always on a set. Even when you are in that even when you're out on the street there, Marcus encounters Carl, or I should say when we encounter Carl. When that felt set, it's like they were on a soundstage to me, and that's what a lot of the movie felt like. And I thought it just kind of it did very much add to that kind of slightly off kilter thing that a lot of these giallo movies do, and they can either works to the film's advantage or not. And I thought it really worked. It was very off-putting, but in a good way. It kind of leaves you, on your left foot, so to speak.
Oh, and Sin's Corner is in the chat.
Yes, hello, Sin.
I'm sure she's seen this movie as well. But again, I always feel, for some reason, I feel summertime is the time I like to watch giallos. I don't know why. Maybe because a lot of them take place in Italy. warmer climates, so I feel they fit the summer mood for me well. When it's very hot outside, I don't know why. And they're Hemmings is interesting because he's Carlo's like, you're the bourgeoisie of piano players. I'm the proletariat or something. Like he's saying all this nonsense, and it's like, but I think Hemmings is still good natured and doesn't hate his friend or anything, And then,
No.
but their conversation gets interrupted by a horrible, horrible scream.
Yes, and that is when Marcus looks up, and Carlo has retreated to the bar at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yes.
talking about the Deep Red Sin from 1975, Argento film. And so Carlo has retreated back into the bar where apparently he works. And Marcus looks up, and there's Helga in the window. And that's
Right.
when she takes the cleaver in the right in the noggin there. And
that is the worst way to kill someone, I think. One of them with a cleaver.
yeah,
I don't know why I feel that's worse than a knife. Maybe it isn't, but I'm just like, ugh.
and it is drawn out too. So because you see the killer getting into Helga's apartment, attack her, and then you have the whole conversation with Marcus and Carlo.
That's right.
Then,
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
And then
So
they hear the
it is
scream.
just-
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know if the idea was that conversation and the murder or the attack is taking place at the same time,
Yes, I think so.
or because that is so drawn out, that sequence. And then you get the scene that's like literally right out of Suspiria, where when she takes that final blow from the cleaver, and she goes headfirst through the window, and
I didn't think about that.
that's a pretty gnarly hit. And this was pre-Suspiria.
Yeah, this
correct?
was Suspiria, I believe, comes out in 77 or 76. This was 75.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, in Suspiria, there's of course the hairy arm, like she's looking outside a dark window, and a hairy arm comes out of nowhere and pulls her through the glass. Now, of course, that's like the paranormal at work there. And to be fair, there is paranormal at work here, but in Giallo's, I always feel like or Gialli, maybe that's the plural. I always feel like the paranormal is not the main event. It's something in the background, like Helga's a psychic. And the movie acknowledges that, yes, this woman does probably have psychic powers, or that's what she proclaims, then she saw the killer. But after she dies, that's it. That's just a plot point. That's not the main thing. Her psychic ability doesn't play any forward to the movie after that, right? It's just that. Yeah. I will say I give him points, Marcus, for actually running toward the danger.
Yes.
He's not a coward. He actually goes,
No.
I'm going to go find out where that screaming's coming from and see if somebody needs help. So because Argento made a point, people made a point in the commentary that his character seems a little more effete than a lot of male leads in these movies. I guess because he likes music, he likes to play the piano, but he's not a coward. He runs toward the danger. Yes.
That's the interesting thing is that there is a point in the movie very early on where this truly has nothing more to do with him. He can walk and go on with his life, but then he gets involved. He gets curious, I guess. And there is a point. Well, we'll get there
because
he kind of gets forced into action.
Yes,
but still, I mean, even at this early point, like you said, he is running to the danger, and
and he unfortunately gets there too late. He's walking down halls with all these weird, disturbing paintings on the wall, like weird faces and things. It's just weird, and he makes it there, and he gets to Helga, lifts her off the glass. At this point, it's too late. She's bleeding out. He
Mhm.
can't do anything, and then here come the cops.
Yes.
Right?
We get the I was recasting this thing in my head, and with the John Saxon-esque police detective that shows up.
It's
And,
weird you mentioned John Saxon. He shows up in Argento Tenebrae.
Yes, he does.
He
I
does,
just
yes.
actually just saw that recently as well. So
Oh, okay, good. That's an 80s giallo, different
is.
feel, but yeah. I can see John Saxon. Here's the thing about typically the police in giallos are incompetent, and they are like 20 steps behind. Okay, they're not going to help you. You know?
And here it is a little different in the fact that, well, the police can't help you if you don't call them. Why is no one calling the police? Because there's some points where I'm like, shit, why are you going in there alone? Why?
Well, Marcus calls them. I assume he calls them, unless somebody else heard the scream. We just see them show up.
Well, he calls them here, yeah. But there's a couple of other points later on where I'm like, oh, I think you should get the cops.
He's saying something is off about the scene. Did you guys move something around? He says, no, it's a crime scene. We're not going to move anything around. But he keeps thinking there was something here before that's not here now, and he can't put his finger on it. Like he's looking at the scenery, like if furniture moved or maybe one of the paintings. He doesn't quite know what it is. Like his subconscious is telling him something's off about the scene from when he entered the building, but he doesn't know what it is. We have to dismiss this.
Right. So what we left out is that when Marcus makes it upstairs to Helga, and Marcus also lives in the building, so he's aware of who Helga is. And when he looks out of the window, he sees someone in what they say it didn't look like brown, but he says in a brown raincoat leaving the scene and stepping away from the building. And as that person is walking away, we see Carlo walking out of the bar, and he sees this person as well. So it's kind of cool because it's okay. We have cleared kind of our two guys right away because they are, obviously Carlo is not responsible for this because he is, he was in the bar, and of course Marcus runs upstairs. So it's kind of like, okay, interesting, who is this person, And
sometimes when you watch giallo, half the time the killer is the person trying to solve the crime. Anyway, no, okay,
yeah.
Oh, that's why I've been having all these blackouts.
That was always in the back of my mind, Anyway. And I was waiting for this movie to pull that this has all been in your head a bit, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I had a suspect early on that turned out not to be the case, but I'll tell you about that later.
Me as well, yeah.
We have, of course, a lady reporter shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Gianna, who is played by Daria Nicolodi, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who I often call Argento's I want to say girlfriend, his wife, basically, even though I don't know if they were officially married. Okay, but and she's in this, and she starts telling, she was made a big to-do. She's some sort of magician, she said, this murder victim. And I guess that's what leads them to go investigate and find out who she was and maybe something that happened at the conference. Of course, it doesn't help the fact that this reporter has decided to plaster Marcus's photo all over the front page saying, hey, he was there at the time of the murder.
Very helpful, Gianna. Thank you.
It's happened in another one. Bird of the Crystal Plumage, same thing, where the poor American guy, and he's like, Tony, he's like, oh, great, you posted my photo on the front page of the paper. I was the one that witnessed the murder. Thank you. Because then the murderer is going to see this. come after me.
Okay.
That's sort of what happens with these things.
Yeah.
Wasn't his wife in Phenomena too? Oh, she was in Phenomena, and she does a great performance in that. I don't want to spoil too much on her performance in
I
Phenomena.
need to see that because
I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Okay, I'm not going to say what happens in that.
Phenomena, aka as it was called in this country, Creepers.
I have never watched Creepers because my first time watching Phenomena was watching the international cut, because there are 3 versions. There's the Italian cut, the international cut, and then the butchered American version. I tend to go with the international cut. Italian cut's fine too. It just has a couple of lines in Italian that were excised from the international cut, but you can't go wrong either way. I've never watched Creepers, so anyway, we're not here to talk about Creepers. That'll be another stream.
Well,
okay.
We can do that another time. Yeah.
Anyway, though, but I like her in this. She's I want to say she's a pseudo love interest, right, for our main lead, right?
Yeah. And it's this
they made her having more male traits.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful line when she asks, why did you want to be a pianist? And he gives all these, because I like music. And then he said, why did you want to become a reporter? And she says, because I like working. That's like a zing, right? That's like if you're a musician, you're not gainfully employed. It's like,
there was a point there in that conversation where I was waiting for like Sigmund Freud to walk in and just go, "Yeah, sure, too. Please just sit down on the couch. We will discuss this."
Well, there's all that stuff in these movies, man.
I know.
Like he makes something. It's like, apparently this was a big thing in the 70s. They were always looking to Freud and Jung and things. They were doing, college students would do self-diagnoses and everything. But yeah, so his paper's plastered on the front paper. I know that I think the next thing we do, we see a reenactment of what happened. I guess Helga's handler is there, the dude with the beard.
It's Giovanni.
Yeah, and she's having a Jewish funeral, I believe, right? Yeah, they're
I was trying to figure out, why are these Italians giving this German woman a Jewish funeral?
Actually, why is she being buried there? Does she live there? I thought she was visiting.
Yeah, that's the idea that I got.
Because I understand that if she's Jewish, she'd have a Jewish funeral. I just didn't realize, wait a minute, she's okay. I don't know. Okay. Maybe she's okay. Anyway, they have her funeral.
Right.
It's because they were saying Hebrew, and I noticed the yarmulkes, I believe, with the men in the crowd. And he does a reenactment of what she went through, and they're looking around the theater. And is that when they surmised the killer was in there when that was going on? Do they finally put that together?
Because that's when not Udo Kier, who's the other guy, Barzi, I believe was his name. He's the one who says that the person, the 6th seat from the left got up and left at that point. And this is well, did you see the face? Yes, of course he didn't, but
of course not.
Yeah, because he's too busy kind of seeing to Helga. But he had the presence of mind to realize that someone got up and left.
Yeah, in that scene, you do see someone get up and leave, too. I think maybe you see it from their perspective, getting up and leaving. And
Yeah. And then what I thought was very strange about the production design of the bathroom there, when the killer goes and splashes water on their face, I guess it was very kind of grimy. It's like, who cleaned this last? I kind of felt like it was on the Sauce set a little bit.
Here's the thing. I mean, this is where taking place in Rome, and or at least a part of Rome, and you imagine there are all these ancient buildings there still. Not a lot of new stuff there. Some of it could be falling apart on the inside. It's. I don't know. At the same time, I'm still utterly fascinated, because who knows? This stuff could have been around before the Second World War. Okay, a lot of these buildings, probably, maybe even last century. I mean, by last century, I mean 1800s. But
right.
He does go to visit Carlo, and is he doing that to check up on his friend or to see if he saw anything? Is that what's going on?
yeah, he suddenly feels this need to talk to Carlo, and
Runs into his mother.
His mother, Martha. I had to get that out.
Martha, who was an actress, a former actress, I guess, in movies, was it? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, she had her pictures of herself on the
Send
wall.
She does. And she for some reason is under the impression that Marcus is an engineer, and she keeps getting it wrong so many times that finally he just lets her believe that. Okay, we'll just drop the piano bit.
Reminds me of a bit in another Argento movie where someone keeps, oh yes, you're a student of toxicology. He says, no, musicology. I don't know if maybe this is a thing where people like they hear you're a musician and they're in denial, so they say you're doing something else. Yes. I don't know if that's how it is, and it like just don't be a musician. It's like,
but it's like, why would the actress be doing it? Why would she mind? But okay.
Yeah, because she's from the theater world. You're right. So yeah.
So you would think that wouldn't be an issue for her, but okay. Anyway,
I don't know. She's a little eccentric.
She's a little off. And,
so is her son Carlo,
yes.
who's with a male friend.
Yeah. And I was getting like Chris Sarandon and Dog Day Afternoon flashbacks in that scene.
Kind of, yeah.
So he goes to the apartment that the mother says, well, he went to go see his other friend, and you might find him there. And so he goes over there, and it's this other individual, let's say, to be nice, opens the door,
his gay lover, basically. Interestingly, though, Marcus doesn't, he doesn't get it. He's a little surprised, whatever. But he's not mean about it. He doesn't have a bad reaction. Like, okay, and then apparently Carlo is on the bed talking about how he wanted to die or something, and he's drinking, and
Carlo's a mess.
He's in a bad way. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm trying to think. And does he ask Carlo what he saw, or does he not? Maybe is he just checking up on his friend just to see how he's doing?
At one point, he does ask him about this person in the brown raincoat who's leaving the scene, because obviously Carlo has also seen this person. So,
he's a pseudo witness. He heard the real scream, but he was kind of drunk at the time anyway.
Yeah, also true. Yeah, and Carlo is very much, in a way, kind of says to him what the audience is kind of saying. It's just why is this on you to solve this? It's not important. It's got nothing to do with you. Let the police deal. Pretty much is what he tells them. It's just get out of it. Why are you playing? Why he doesn't say it, but I was thinking it. Why are you playing Columbo? It's Miller time. Go back and write your music. Yeah.
Well, I think he does that though later in the day, right? He just goes back to his apartment, and he
does, and that is when he does, and that is when the killer shows up.
This is a very I love this scene because it's him. Yeah. First, you just see him, and he's doing what musicians do. He's trying to write music or learn music. He's playing around with the keys, and he's got a nice little, I guess, apartment there where he has a piano and he's working on this stuff. And then, he hears a recording of a creepy children's song.
Yes, and it's
the same song we heard at the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
Yes. And this is when we hear. I don't remember if the killer did this at Helga's, but this is when we hear the killer speak.
I don't remember if the killer spoke at Helga's. That's a good question.
But the killer does speak inside of Marcus's apartment.
Yeah.
Basically, all right, it might not be right now, but I am going to kill you. And that's the point in the movie where I'm like, all right, mother effer, it's on.
Sooner or later. Well, he blocks the door. He was gonna die probably there, but he manages to lock the door, keep the thing out. And I guess that's surprising because he doesn't strike me as someone who would be able to tackle a killer. I don't know. There's this wonderful scene earlier on where he has the arm wrestling match with
And well, first she cheats, and
she does.
And then like the second time he like legit loses, and I'm like,
but then he says your elbow was off the table slightly, and it's like that was a total cheat. And it's I think she's kind of playing with him. I do want to make a point that he goes, women, they're the weaker sex. Weaker, I mean gentler. Mm-hmm. Gentler, and then she just starts laughing at him, and I thought that was funny because I think that's the right way to handle that, whereas a young woman nowadays might get very offended and start cussing and getting it. She just kind of handles it by laughing at him and let's do the arm wrestling match, and it's like but our lovely reporter anyway we were going with okay, so he's almost murdered, and of course he was about to call. I think maybe he was thinking about calling the police, but then he sees the person leaving in. Oh no, because what's her name calls him?
She calls him in the middle of this,
and he's about the killers in the apartment, and then he's like, but then he sees the jacketed character walking away. Mm-hmm. Right. Primarily with bigger things to do at that moment, probably to work on a walking puppet. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Marcus is on. He goes to talk to Helga's handler. I keep forgetting his name, the bearded dude.
Giovanni.
Okay.
AKA Richard Branson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another English-speaking actor, I believe. No, okay, never mind.
No, the Virgin Airlines guy. I'm making a joke.
Okay, anyway. So he
I don't know who these actors are, so I just like assign names.
I don't know. They probably show up in other things. This was the funny thing when I used to watch Space 1999. I would see some of these actors that show up in these giallos end up on Space 1999. I'm like, oh, they just must have been pulling from all over Europe on that show. So anyway, but getting back to this movie, I know he talks to him, and there's this other guy who says, well, if you want a more supernatural thing to this story, he talks about an old house where that children's record you're listening to, and apparently there's an urban legend around town that people hear this music playing in this old decrepit house, right? Mm-hmm. You'll have to go to the library to find out what it is.
Yeah, so he does some good old-fashioned investigating. And he finds a book that is about this urban legend. And there's in the book, I believe, there's a picture of the house, and he very, very discreetly rips that page out and takes it with.
I guess they didn't have copy machines in Italian libraries at that time.
Right. So this is one of those movies where also if they had cell phones, it probably would have been over in 20 minutes. But yeah,
they didn't have no cell phones back then.
Yeah, you're still very much in the 70s in this. And
rotary phones, record players, tape recorders, though.
Yeah.
We do have those tape recorders.
We do.
That's used by the psychopath, anyway.
Yes, and a lot of these really cool, not just the POV shots, but the tracking shots that will go over certain up like that very slow kind of like goes over the tape recorder when he's playing the Fisher Price music, the kids' music. That's what I was calling it. Non-peripheral vision theater.
It's kind of interesting.
Promoted by Fisher Price.
Yeah. Well, you don't see a lot of directors doing that, at least in mainstream movies, where they just go over a tape recorder. At least not these days. Maybe in the 70s, this sort of experimental stuff was all over the place. But I thought that's interesting.
And then another thing that I thought was interesting, kind of going back a little bit, is when we are in the lair, as I call it, the room of the killer. and you realize in one of these, again, one of these tracking shots of like these little tchotchkes that the killer has. It's almost like you're getting the idea that maybe they've taken these things from somewhere. You know, these little trinkets, like something a child would steal.
Yeah, because you're a lunatic. That's why.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's like yeah, I'll dress up as Howdy Doody and and stand in a corner there while you're. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
this is not a cozy British mystery. Okay, this is
No.
this is a whack job that's going to kill you in a horrible way, and freak you out while doing it. You know, this is...
And the other thing that I picked up on, and I'm not sure that was I identifying that correctly, was when they're in Helga's apartment. This is just before the murder. Is that a pentagram on the floor?
Probably. She's probably into the occult and stuff like that. She probably drew it to ward off evil or something, or I don't know. And you know, she felt the presence.
It's not really explained. Yeah.
I don't know.
But again, you know, like we said, you know, past that point in the movie, all of the paranormal stuff gets forgotten about.
Yeah, but, because it's not the focal point. If it was, then this would turn into a horror movie, I think.
Yeah.
So there's some funny scenes in this, like when he's trying to call I keep forgetting her name.
Gianna,
when he's trying to call her from a place, and he's in between a pinball table and the espresso machine. Yeah, and it keeps going off behind him. Anyway, so he's at the library. He finds the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to think. Where does he go next? What happens next?
Well, this is when we learn of the existence of one Amanda Righetti. And I went, the chick from The Mentalist. Great. No, obviously, because she wouldn't have been born yet.
The author of the book, and he figures I should go talk to this person, right?
Let's go talk to her. And we then cut away to Casa de Righetti, and she is with this elderly neighbor and has a nice little kind of everyday conversation with her.
It was her maid. Maybe it was her neighbor.
Maybe
right. I don't know.
Was it? No, it was the maid.
Or housekeeper. Maybe it's a housekeeper. Yes. Okay.
So it's the housekeeper, and the housekeeper takes off on the bus or whatever, and and we've already had this overhead shot, really, of the house, and it's kind of out the sticks, and so the bus takes I think Elvira, I think whatever her name was, away, the older woman, and the housekeeper, and so Amanda goes back inside the house, and we have had that long overhead shot of the house. If anyone had run in there while she and the housekeeper were out front, we would be able to see and or hear.
Yes.
But Amanda walks into the house, and what does she find? She finds a doll hanging from the ceiling.
When she goes to grab the doll's head pops off in her hand.
Yes.
Get out of town.
Yes.
Leave.
Leave.
Like she switches the light on, finds the hanging doll. It's almost, I wonder if our general lifted that from Straw Dogs when they reach in the closet for them. There's their cat is hanging in there. Okay. But anyway, this is, and she has these birds in cages, and they're doing the squawking. I don't know if they're Mina birds or whatever they are. And
so,
and then you see an eye looking at her through the closet in the dark, right?
Yes. And of course we've had the shot earlier of this eye, kind of applying kind of the stage makeup.
Yeah.
And when Amanda gets spooked and she grabs a darning needle,
Yep.
and I'm like, that's perfect because that worked for Jamie Lee Curtis. So far so good.
It's better than nothing.
It is better than
She ends
nothing.
up using it on one of her birds.
Sadly, one of the
Yes.
birds flies at her, and she gets spooked, and thunk, she stabs the bird. So
Yes.
mind a bird down.
One of Flappy's contemporaries. Anyway, yes.
Sadly.
Okay. and then I forgot what happens next. Does she get her head beaten against something?
She gets knocked out.
And then she gets dragged over to a bathtub.
Yes. And the killer turns on the hot water till it gets
Scalding
hot, and dunks Amanda face first inside. And everything that goes along with that.
Yeah.
And
her face is badly scalded. She's lying there on the ground, barely conscious. And with her finger, she scrawls something in the steam on the wall, right?
That's right.
I am trying to think if she died from the scalding or the partial drowning, or if she had already had damage done from the blow. I don't know. It's a horrible way to go.
Indeed.
Drowning's one thing, but drowning in scalding water, come on. This is like let's see. Someone finds the body. Who finds the body?
Marcus.
Marcus,
because
okay.
he has finally arrived. He gets there, the door is open, and he walks in and sees the carnage, first a bird and then Amanda.
Part of me wonders why we didn't get another police scene. Perhaps that's in the Italian version.
I think the police did show up.
Okay, maybe I just missed it.
To
I watched this thing twice in the last couple weeks. So well.
Well, I know Giovanni does eventually wind up there.
Yeah, in the morning later.
Later on, yeah.
Yeah, he shows up there, and he the housekeeper is complaining about the big mess. Oh, they found her murdered and blood's everywhere, and I have to clean this up. And I felt like saying, yes, let's make this all about you and your troubles. Mm-hmm. I mean, you seem friendly enough with her, and now she was murdered horribly, and there's blood all over the place. And I'm thinking she's just.
You would think that she would have been a little bit more upset that, oh my God, Amanda's been murdered, horrifically murdered for what at that point, to her anyway, since she's not aware of what else is going on, would be for no reason at all. You would think that she would be far more upset, but she's more upset with having to now clean up this crime scene. And hello to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah. So Giordani, right? That's his name.
Yes,
I think that's his name, or Giovanni. Anyway, he's
Giovanni,
there, and
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's there, and he notices, like, when that supposedly he somehow surmises that she had etched something on when the place was steamed. So then he turns all the hot water on in the bathroom, and then is able to see the killer is, and we don't see the name, but it's clear that he knows who the killer is. And then he gets yelled at by the housekeeper. You used up all the hot water.
Yeah.
Yes, but I got to find out who the killer was, and apparently the police couldn't figure this out because, of course, they're terrible in these movies. Yeah. They're not good at their job anyway.
Now, what I'm blanking on is, all right. So, and maybe I'm jumping ahead. But
yeah.
All right. So after this, David Hemmings is still continuing his investigation.
I gotta find out who the killer is, otherwise I'm dog meat.
Yeah. at this point. So what? So there's something that makes him now. What I don't know was what was it something that was in. I'm not talking about the big reveal. I'm talking about
He's looking for the
it was
house.
it was some kind of plant or something, some kind of rare plant. So he's going around to all of these horticulturalists for some reason.
All right, is this where he runs into the older guy with the granddaughter or the
With,
young daughter with the redhead?
Melissa Sue Martini, as I called her.
I call her a witch, okay, because she's up to no
She's
good.
up to something. That kid.
That's another movie. There'll be another movie.
It is.
With her in
There's going to be a sequel with that kid.
With her murdering old people or something. I don't know. Anyway, she's doing her own thing. And I guess he's the one he asks about the plant, and then he finds out about where this house is. This house in the book, it's actually exists. It's in the area, and I think the guy who runs the store is telling her about it, and then he openly slaps her in front of him.
He does,
because it's Italy in the 1970s. I mean, let's be blunt, that would happen in the United States in the 1970s. I mean. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, what we would have referred to as a hard PG. Anyway, and the fact that does David Hemmings make like a move towards this guy, like don't smack the kid or anything? I don't think he does.
I don't know. Well, she doesn't care. She's like, give me another.
She doesn't either, which is weird. Yeah,
it's like, she doesn't care. And I guess she stuck a pin in a lizard. And I think he did it because she stuck a pin inside a lizard. Like what?
It was. That's why I wanted to bring up the fact that one of the little tchotchkes that the killer has, because that was one of them.
You were suspecting her, the little girl?
I wasn't suspecting the little girl. I was suspecting that the killer had been there.
Okay, possibly.
At that, and maybe like had that in their pocket or something, and it dropped out, and the kid got a hold of it or something.
That'd be a good one. She could have been wearing like stilted legs or something. Like...
Well, I mean, it's kind of the reverse of Don't Look Now.
Right.
Because you have, you're through that whole movie thinking that this is a child.
Right.
And it's a midget in a raincoat. And, yeah. And, so who knows, it could have been the kid, on stilts. Why not?
My suspect, I had a different suspect, but that's okay. Or at least maybe that's not your main suspect. We'll get to that.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
Hemmings finds the house. Does the dad drive him there or take him to it or something, or tells him where it is? I don't remember. So I know he goes looking for him later. He decides, let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
The kid, hello, Wade. The girl, he takes the girl with him, and she shows him the house.
Yeah.
And
it's
he goes in.
It's seen better days.
It has. And this is when we get into what I refer to as the David Hemmings Ghost Hunter with Music by Goblin sequence.
Yeah. I love the score to this movie. I have it.
I do. I like the score as well.
I have a couple of scores on it. Yeah. I forgot what the music is called in this segment, but my favorite, I think, is School at Night, which is the dun 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 dun. Well, I won't get into it. I'm going to get demonetized. But anyway, he's looking around in this place, and what does he do? I think he uncovers a painted over wall, and he spits on his hand and starts getting the paint off, and sees an image of like someone being murdered,
right?
In the gut or
it's
something.
Yeah, and it is this again, this recurring. Well, in the third act of the film, becomes a recurring image, and so this is where we get the reveal that this was basically, I guess, where the murder from the beginning of the film took place.
We might
That's
have
the
that
idea that I got.
We have that idea. Hemmings hasn't figured it out yet, though, because
Yeah.
of course there was.
We know that
apparently-
information. He
Yeah.
has, of course, did not.
It's getting dark out.
Uh-huh.
I think, doesn't a piece of glass fall on his face?
Well, here's the part that I thought, and maybe you can help me out on this, because
Sure,
you
I'll
did say
try.
that you did say that there was a subplot that was cut out.
I don't know what it is, though. It's been ages since I've seen the Italian version.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But the point is we see him when he finds the painting. He leaves the room, he goes downstairs, and after he has left the room, that's when the other piece falls off.
Yes.
And that is, okay, there was a second person there. So that's the hint that, okay, you're dealing with two people now. So things are starting to make a little bit more sense.
That makes sense, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it can't because this killer is able to get to somebody else pretty quickly. So I don't think the killer could be in two places at once.
Right.
Okay, this makes sense, because
So-
I don't know,
right.
because I can't tell. My suspicion was something falls on him and someone would deliberately push it. We don't see the hand, but
Right.
it seemed odd how it
But
fell.
what I
Yes.
thought was weird, because this is also this is the scene where we get the your avatar, right? The puppet. Isn't that in the house?
No, not in
Yeah.
this house. The
Okay.
puppet goes. That's when we go back to Giordani, who is all excited because he knows who the killer
Oh,
is.
right. Okay.
And I don't know if he's saving it for a book he's writing or if he's going to go tell the police, because nobody calls the police in this too.
Yeah.
He's in his house. I think he's having a cup of tea, right, or a cup of coffee. He's making that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think he hears someone's voice, right?
Mm-hmm. And he does this very annoying, kind of gross thing that everyone is starting to do by this point in the movie, and that is to just when you hear a loud noise, or you just start to spew.
Yeah.
And
There's
I
a lot
was
of
like,
spewing in this movie. I'm not going to
please do not do that. Because first Amanda, now Giordani, and this is getting gross now. And
there's music playing, this more goblin music, this really
Yeah.
weird sound, and then like something's coming at the, we don't know what it's going to be, and then out comes this fully animatronic moving children's puppet. I don't want to say it's like
effing puppet, y'all.
like one of these porcelain
Yeah.
dolls that terrifies people, and it just starts coming at him.
Yes.
And I don't know what's going on. It's like, is this turning into, I don't want to say it's turning to magic, because there actually wasn't a paranormal vibe to magic. But
I was thinking Puppet Master.
yeah, puppet. Yeah, like what is going on here?
Yeah.
He has, I think, a hot poker in his hand, or a poker he got from the fireplace, right?
Yes.
And he hits the hits the puppet in the head and
He
knocks it
kills
on its
the puppet.
butt. Yeah, he kills the puppet, and he's kind of laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's laughing,
I don't know either.
because it's not long after he gets hit in the back of the head. Oh man, he gets hit with a poker, I think, next, or the tire iron or something.
Well,
He gets
yeah,
knocked.
he gets he is hit as well, and
And the killer proceeds to knock his head teeth first into various
first.
hard objects,
yeah,
and he is not in good shape. And then I think a blade comes out and gets him right in the back of the neck, which
and pins him to his desk.
so
And
why?
so no more Giordani.
Yeah, he was my favorite character too.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, I want to make a point. Why was there a puppet? Do you know why? I can tell you why. I heard this on an episode of Terror Transmission once.
Go for it.
The puppet exists to distract the person, the victim, so the person is focused on the puppet. So the killer lets loose the puppet on the person, runs around to the front of the house, and gets him behind the person while the person is distracted by the puppet. This is a large man, he might have been able to have done something to the killer, right? So
Mhm.
he's now dead. And he's the only one who knew who the killer was.
Yeah. Because, of course, like a Doomkoff, he does not call the police.
No one calls the police in this movie. I keep thinking like he's going to write a story for the Herald or something. I don't know what he's doing.
He was trying to call Marcus at one point, I think. Right?
Okay.
That's who he's on the phone with.
Okay, so he was going to tell
he was
somebody.
at least going to tell him. But the thing that is to me odd and made me think that, okay, I'm watching a version of this movie that is missing footage, is the fact that when Marcus leaves after he has found the painting, he goes downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But then he comes back in the front door.
Is this later on at night, or is this?
No, this is still in the daytime.
So the main thing, yeah, that's when the glass.
So
hits
he
him,
left,
and the glass hits him. That's right.
Back. At night is when
we'll get there.
All right.
Soon enough. We'll
yes. Yeah. Because he.
You're right. He actually goes back in to take care of the painting. Yeah.
He goes back in, which implied that he left and he went somewhere. But if he left and he went somewhere, where did he go and why?
I assume he went outside and got a better perspective on the building and went back inside because he thought of something.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he like I said, he's going up and down the stairs. He searches and the movie makes it a point, because he's inside that house for a good 15-20 minutes at least.
Yeah, it gets dark out.
And
he's in there for a while, yeah.
He's in there for a while, and Giordani's whole murder scene happens, and he's still in the house. And then that's when the guy and creepy little Melissa Sue Martini come back, and
yeah, the florist or whatever his name is, yeah,
whatever he is, and and that's when and this is after the glass has fallen on him, and all of this, and Rather it was someone in there who pushed the glass down on him, or it's just a creepy old house that's falling apart, because I almost wanted to say closed for renovations, because
it's like the house in Casino Royale at the end of Casino Royale. It's like
it's just
falling apart. It's
falling apart.
Anyway, yeah, I love when the piece of glass falls on his face. That's your cue to not go in this house, dude. You're being warned. But of course, he goes back home, looks at the painting again. I completely missed this. And he goes back at night.
Yes, because he has taken another look at the photo that he took from the library. And there is a window.
There's a window on the outside. That is no longer
there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's no longer there. Yeah, something's not there that was there before.
Right.
Yeah.
So he goes and he, Spider-Man climbs up the side of this, and this guy who's very obviously not David Hemmings is hanging off of the side of this building
with flashlight. This is not well thought out. This whole thing. He almost dies. He gets in there. He starts breaking down the wall where he thinks there's a false wall, right?
Yeah. And lo and behold, there is the window.
But of course, he's not alone in this house. Right?
No.
Someone hits him in the back, I assume with the same thing they hit Giordani with. He gets hit on the back, knocks out, but then he wakes up, and who's there? It's
Gianni.
It's his reporter friend Gianni, and the whole building's on fire now. And she says, "It's a good thing I rescued you. You'd be a dead duck, baby." Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in the movie, I'm thinking it's Gianna's the murderer.
So was I.
Okay. Because I'm like, she's the way she said, "Oh, you just happen to be there." And I'm waiting for it to be this reveal, if you could just be like this thing, we can be together. You just can't find out just gonna let this go, Marcus.
And there's also the fact that by this point in the film, she has disappeared.
Oh yeah,
From the point between when he called her, and this is back before Amanda dies.
she's conveniently
From
not
that
around when these murders
conversation
happen.
on to that point in the film, we see or hear nothing of Gianna. She's not even mentioned by anybody. She disappears from this film for a good 40 to 50 minutes.
Yeah. I am thinking it's her. I am thinking it's her.
Yes.
So then he goes back to the florist, right? The florist house again. I don't remember why.
I don't either.
I think he's angry because he says, and then he sees a child's drawing on a little girl's wall,
which is similar to the painting on the wall in the house.
And he says, where did you get this from? I drew it myself. No, you didn't. Where did you get this from? And then it does, no, she's a sick little creepy girl. She drew it herself of the guy getting stabbed. No, where is it? And then I think she finds out that they were doing something in the Leonardo da Vinci school where they were, I guess it's a elementary school maybe, where she was looking at records she wasn't supposed to be looking at, and she found this photo. So if they can track down this children's painting of someone getting stabbed and find out who the child is who drew that picture, it might bring them closer to the murderer. Correct? Yes.
Correct. Yes. So Marcus and Gianna, stay with us now, folks.
This is my favorite musical track in the movie School at Night. The doom doom doo doo doo.
Yeah. And it was just a pretty good track, actually. I was like, this is kind of an odd place to be playing it, but let's go for it.
No, I like it. It's something cool to play on a Sunday night.
I'm not hacking on it.
It's creepy, man. Yeah. It's creepy, but it's kind of buoyant. That's what I say. Yeah. You know, it's like, come on, man. What else are you gonna do? You're gonna look for a psychopath.
It's a little Crockett and Tubbs, you know, in Miami walking down the street. But anyway, it's
they're not good at their job. The thing about these movies is it is the amateur detective big time. That's what these movies are about. It's about the amateur. Yeah. This is not Holmes or even Watson. This is people that don't know what they're doing, looking for clues.
Yes. And they find the section of the library that is very conveniently listed as drawings, and begin rifling through those. In about 5 paintings in, they find the original.
Oh, he drew one every day. We were thinking about having the child see a shrink, you know.
Yeah. So Gianna hears a strange noise
as she's about to call the police. In fact, maybe she's on the phone with the police.
Yes. Right? Yes. And
finally they decide, let's call the cops and have them come down here. Yes.
Did you hear that? And of course Marcus didn't, because he has to be deaf for this portion of the film. And well, so she wanders off to investigate this noise.
It's just,
and
then he's left alone.
Yes,
looking through more of the paintings, or the children's drawings, I should say.
Right. So he then goes looking for her. And he finds her leaning up against this pillar, and she has been stabbed.
Yeah, she's got a knife in her gut, and she's like, "Oh, all this for a story."
Yeah.
And is this when someone shows up? We're getting to spoiler territory, people. You may want to tune out now.
Spoilers for the now 51-year-old movie.
That's right. I forgot how it is now.
Yeah. And
guess who it is?
So, and
he has a gun, whoever it is, right?
Surprise! It's Carlo.
Carlo was the one that painted the picture. That I think they figured out it's Carlo before this. They're like, it's Carlo.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's Carlo. He's the killer. Okay. Yeah. Carlo's the killer. And Carlo's like saying, I wish you just had stopped, and I don't want to
Right,
kill
yeah,
you. I like
see,
you, but I have to.
yeah,
'Cause he's his friend. He got along with him. Okay. But
yeah.
you dug too deep. Now you have to go.
Now you
And
have to
then
go.
and then finally the police show up.
Yes, and they open fire. No one in this movie, everybody in this movie has stormtrooper rank, except for the killer. And
They miss Carlo, yes.
they miss Carlo.
Oh,
He goes. Oh, he
Jumps the
jumps the
fence.
wall. He jumps the fence.
Yeah, the wall.
And
You're right. I know it was a
so to
wall.
speak, it was a wall.
Oh.
And oh man, this is so fucked up.
I know I'm not supposed to be laughing at this scene, but I am.
But it
Every
is
time I
darkly
laugh.
funny because all right, now we know that these trucks are going by, right?
Yeah, like
Because
they were working on
David
stuff.
Hemming,
It's
they
late
were
at
working
night.
on
They're doing
something.
the-
It's late at night,
Yeah.
and there's even a vehicle that's been overturned later that
it's
I mean
like
earlier
Nightcrawler.
that
It's
David
the
Hemming
Nightcrawler stuff. Like
Yeah.
calling them we Nightcrawler. Yeah, they're doing
Yeah.
And there's a garbage
So-
truck, I believe, right?
right.
Or hazmat truck or something. Yeah. And
So you've all right. So he's walking backwards out into the road. And
yes.
then we see the shot of the truck coming, and you very simply think, okay, he's going to get hit by the truck.
He gets swiped. He just
He
touches him on the edge. He gets knocked down.
Right. And then some kind of rebar or something hanging out of the back of the truck snags him. Stay with us now, Jack.
Catches him on the leg.
Catches his leg. And then proceeds to drive at a rather high rate of speed for this truck. It turns a corner. He whacks his head on the curb.
Well, before he does that, he's just screaming as he's being
He
dragged.
is screaming as he's
along.
being dragged, and these guys are just oblivious.
They're having a fun conversation at night. His head hits the curb, and they stop the car. They're about to get out, and then what happens?
This other vehicle comes along,
And
it runs over his head.
Runs over his head. Those of you who ever wondered what happened to Phil Leotardo at the end of The Sopranos, you can see it here, okay?
Yeah.
Full detail. Oh, man. I'm just...
So Carlo is no more.
Carlo's gone. Case closed.
He's seemingly
It's not close because the thing is realized Carlo wasn't anywhere near that first victim.
no. He finally, as if he freaking forgot.
You figured the police would have figured that out. It's their job.
Right.
You have to rule him out of as a suspect. I know he's there. Now he may... Well, let's just get this. So what is Hemmings? I mean, Marcus, he's furious. He's like, I'm just going to go back to the scene of the original crime.
Well, he lives at the scene of the original crime, so that helps.
I didn't realize that was in the same apartment complex. I missed that.
because he says when they were asking, well, did you know the victim, Helga? And he said, of course I knew who she was. I live in the building.
Oh, I see.
I live downstairs.
So he passed her getting mail or something. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was aware of her, and
he goes into her apartment. I guess she does live there. You're right. I kept thinking she was visiting.
And this is either way. Again, it's something that doesn't make. And what happens is that it kind of akin to Go Up. This is why I consider it almost a sequel in a weird way. Is that he realized he wasn't looking at a painting. He was looking at the painting in a mirror.
And there was another face looking into that mirror.
Yes. And that face is, of course, the killer.
Yes. Should we spoil who it is?
Martha! Because of
Martha.
course, by that point in the film, there's kind of really nobody else. that it
Did you
could be.
expect it to be Martha at the end? At that point, maybe you had
At
to be
that-
really paying attention.
At that point, economy of characters, there was no one else left. Really. So
Unless it's the police chief, I don't know that we saw the police inspector.
unless it was one of the cops for some reason.
Yes.
But
which has happened.
anyway, so yeah. So we get the flashback to the murder. We see this exchange between Martha and her husband. Carlo is there. It's Christmas because, of course, it is. And basically, they're talking about putting Martha back, ladies and gentlemen, into the nervous hospital. Mm-hmm.
Well, the husband was
And,
doing that for the good of his family, and I guess for her good as well.
Yeah.
And to bring you back there. This is the flashback.
And
back to the kid with the Buster Brown shoes. Yes.
and of course, that's Carlo.
That's Carlo.
and,
And
he-
it's on Christmas.
Yes. So it's kind of Silent Night. It kind of turns into Silent Night, Deadly Night at the end. And he basically, what has happened is that Carlo witnesses his mother kill his father, and that's the murder at the beginning of the film. And so he's basically been covering for her
Which makes
all of
sense.
this time. And it does. And so there is this scuffle. Martha attacks Marcus. They go out into the hallway. Her necklace gets snagged. On the door. Why that was activated by the elevator, I don't know. But he hits the button on the elevator to go down, and
Yes.
she gets snagged, and Martha she gets decapitated. And
For spitting out some white liquid, which I don't know what that was.
yeah.
Maybe that's when your throat's getting constricted like that. Something erupts out of it. It's just, she gets
don't know.
decapitated.
Yeah.
Marcus
And,
looks on at the puddle of blood and sees his reflection in it and has a horrified look on his face.
And end of film.
Yes. In the original DVD I had, which was the Italian version, they freeze framed on him just looking in the thing. When people argued that was stupid, they should show the scene of him putting his hands over his face. Like this was a horrible thing that just happened, because Marcus is not a murderer. Even someone like this old lady that wants to murder him, he still doesn't want to. He doesn't revel in killing even someone.
No,
who
he's
deserves it. Yes.
he's the good man. He's above it. He's the guy who's like, justice must be done. I don't want to,
Case closed.
case closed.
And he got hit with that cleaver actually in the shoulder. I saw that.
He did, yeah.
Hopefully he'll recover okay from that. Go on to be a piano player. That's it. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
No more wasting your time. Killer's caught and decapitated by the elevator. I wonder if that would really work.
I don't think so.
But I won't test it out.
Yeah. Again,
I would figure the necklace would snap first, right?
you would think.
Unless it acted like being garroted, I guess, right? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. Well, it had that effect on her. So.
Yeah, she's no longer with us. And well, all's well that ends well. That's 1975's Deep Red. Did you like the movie?
I did, actually. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's that sequence there where I felt like there was, maybe some footage missing. And knowing that there is a longer version out there, I guess that's probably where it was. But
Maybe.
yeah.
If you want the longer version, Arrow has it. Arrow had released a special edition that came with both, I think, this version and that, but their default, whenever Arrow basically gets rid of their limited editions, they just give you the single disc their default was the Italian version with the extra footage. The Blue Underground disc has both on it as well. So if you scour around and find the Blue Underground disc, which I got in the Dario Argento 3-pack they put out, but they also had it separately. You can also get the Blue Underground disc. So it's available. I'm just saying, if you need to get both versions, or if you just want to try out the Italian version someday. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, aside from like that odd bit of editing at the house, I mean, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I enjoyed it. It's I've often dreamed what it would be like to live in Italy in the 1970s, because I heard it was completely crazy. And their three main genres were horror movies, giallos, which were the thrillers, and the nastiest of their genres would poliziotteschi, I think they call it, which is their crime movies, because someone over in Italy saw The French Connection, they saw The Godfather, they saw Dirty Harry, and they said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah,
let's make these two.
They get gnarly too. Some of those
their crime movies are brutal too.
Yeah.
Usually Henry Silva shows up in a lot of them too.
Yeah.
A mafia enforcer. He's real nasty. Anyway. But yeah, that what are the different kinds of poliziotteschi that you're either having a mob movie, a cop movie, or a movie where the cop is working for the mob? Those happen too a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's when you start getting into a Tomas Milian territory.
I think
because he was usually the corrupt. The guy working both sides. Yeah.
I have that. I have the Severin box set, the Lenzi. I think the Thomas. The Lenzi Thomas. Yeah, I have a bunch of those. I enjoy those a lot.
Yeah.
All right. But I know we're getting near the hour, aren't we? Where we have to quit.
We are, because we do have to get everyone over to Doctor Who with Troy Pacelli and of course Netters Network. And that's going to be the start of a whole new episode arc. And from what I understand, this is one of the episodes that unfortunately was at least partially lost due to the BBC not exactly keeping up on this stuff at the time. Nope. So I don't know if this is going to be an animated version or if it's going to be back to the slides again.
The animated ones are better.
I do agree. Yeah. So, all right, Boomer, what do you have coming up?
I will be on with you on Tuesday for Sparkwood 21. Then I will be on Last Call this Friday with Troy Pacelli, and for the we're going to be doing our second take, hopefully, of our best TV themes, our top 10 TV themes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely looking forward to that. And as for myself, of course, I will be joining Troy and Netter for the Last Call Members Night at the Movies, and that's going to be at 10 o'clock. If you are a member of Troy's channel, you'll be able to join us there. Let's see, Tuesday, of course, will be the Mystery Movie Night podcast, which I co-host with Sin's Corner, who is in the chat with us. Also, of course, as Boomer said, right after that, live from Sparkwood and 21 at 8:30, I'll be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater this Thursday afternoon at 5:30. We are going to be rounding out the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy with At World's End. And then later on that night at 11 p.m., my show Coming Attractions, where you get to find out what I am going to be doing in the next week.
Cool.
Right on. So, okay. Since it is that time, we are going to go ahead and do a hard out. I do want to once again welcome Pinochet's Helicopter Tours as the newest member, courtesy of Connie Cleary. Boomer, thank you once again for coming on and doing the show and suggesting this film. It was a good one. So and
for
it was
having
the
me.
first watch for me, so I'm glad I got a chance to see it.
Very cool.
And I want to thank everyone who joined us here in the live chat and on Twitter. And as I always say at the end of every broadcast from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
That's all, folks.